France are now officially the first team to book their spot in the semi-finals of this World Cup in Russia. Shaka Hislop is here with me. They just defeated Uruguay by 2-0. Shaka, this is a bit routine, I guess we could say, something that we did expect, especially when we saw that Edson Cavani was not going to be able to feature for Uruguay.
I have to say, I didn't expect this. I plumped
You expected Uruguay to win this?
I plumped for Uruguay win. I thought Uruguay, who've been outstanding defensively, and France at times just seemed disorganized. But then, if you only saw this 90 minutes all World Cup long, you'd have thought the exact opposite. Amazingly for me, Gutierrez and Godin seem like at times like they never met each other. And before I get to Uruguay, because I can't be very critical, I have to say France was simply outstanding. Umtiti and
finally the France that we can call favorites?
Finally. Umtiti and I don't know if we call them favorites just yet, but let me get through this. Umtiti and I thought Varane outstanding.
Yeah.
Hugo Lloris produced the save of the game. We could discuss all day long if it's a season tournament thus far, but I think it's a difference between Uruguay going through and France going through. Uruguay gets an equalizer at that point. Who knows how this would have gone. I thought Pogba was solid, composed in midfield. Kante was his understated excellence as we've come to expect from him. I thought Antoine Griezmann had his best game of the tournament without question. Never mind the goal. That was a goalkeeping error. Even so, I thought Griezmann simply fantastic. And Giroud led the line like the Giroud of old. The biggest surprise from France is that I thought Mbappe didn't have much of an impact on this game. But then Uruguay, as you'd expect, came into this game with a plan for Mbappe. And it worked. Other than that, nothing else worked for Uruguay. As I started to say, for me, France, in their build-up play, every time they move the ball from side to side, every time they switch play, these amazing gaps opened. And Giroud picked out Mbappe with one very early on, where he could have let the ball drop, and he had 3 or 4 yards of room, 6 or 7 yards out from goal. You've not seen that from Uruguay. There were other opportunities. There was another that Giroud found himself all alone 8 yards out, but nobody could pick him out, and you were just standing there screaming cross. He was wide open. And then for the second goal from Griezmann, yes, it was a goalkeeping error, but Antoine Griezmann's picking the ball up 20 yards out from goal, and nobody really that close, nobody closing him down. Now, these are things that are totally uncharacteristic of this Uruguay defense that you'd not seen all tournament, and I certainly did not expect. And that ultimately was the difference between the two. Never mind what we've seen or come to expect in terms of France and being disorganized and at times having huge gaps. None of that was evidenced. Uruguay, on the other hand, who set their stall out and had a foundation of being a good defensive unit. Now, without Edson Cavani, yes, they missed a whole lot, but you didn't expect them to defend this badly.
Yeah.
And as a result, they go crashing out, and deservedly so.
Oh, that's the way the cookie crumbled for Uruguay. They just had a bad day, I suppose. Shaka Hislop strangely had them to win, but it's France that march on to the semi-finals.